I love having boxes of family pictures around. We have kind of stacks of them in the house. There's like a bunch of old negatives lying around, and they've come from various parts of my family. My dad's mom seemed to have a lot of pictures. My mom's mom just seemed to have a lot of pictures. My husband's dad took a lot of pictures. There's a picture that we currently have on our refrigerator, which is of my husband's mother when she was probably about 13, and she's in Puerto Rico on the porch with her mother, and she's just scowling in this posture, and every time we look at it we laugh because the image is kind of a spitting image of my 3-year-old daughter when she is scowling and pouting. And so I guess that family resemblance just kind of carries on down. There's no avoiding it. I've been really fortunate to kind of see the great power of photography to be a conversation starter, because I have worked at the New Yorker, and even though it's a place that doesn't publish many pictures, there was a project we did a number of years ago now with the photographer Platon, and he had come to us saying that he wanted to, this was in 2008 in the midst of the war in Iraq, and he wanted to go to Iraq. Now, if you know anything about Platon's photography, he is really a portrait photographer, and he shoots in a studio, and he carries 12 Pelican cases of equipment with him and several assistants. There was no way that this guy was going to go into a war zone and make pictures. I didn't think it was a good situation to send him into, and I didn't think he would be successful. So we turned that question around. We said, what could we do about the war in Iraq that you can do as a photographer? What can you do here in America? And so we did a whole series. We orchestrated something like 17 shoots around the country where we photographed soldiers going off to war in Iraq and Afghanistan, and then soldiers returning home. So the premise was kind of coming and going. And sometimes those soldiers came home and there was a joyful reunion with their loved ones. More often it was maybe a complex reunion with their loved ones where they were home, but everyone knew that the situation was different. And sometimes, the soldiers didn't make it home. And there was a picture in the photo essay we published of a mother at Arlington Cemetery clinging to the grave of her son. And the essay ran, and I was watching Meet the Press on Sunday morning, and Colin Powell was on, and he was describing a photograph, and it was this particular image of this mother weeping over the grave of her son. He was a Muslim, and Colin Powell was talking about, what it means to be patriotic and be, supportive of this country, and he then endorsed Barack Obama. So it was pretty interesting to see how this picture that Platon had made had resonated and had an audience that was, pretty wide.